guys, Kelsey Smith here with Smith's Ridge Micro Dairy in Northwest Arkansas. The new year can be a great time to think about what's in store, your goals, and what you hope to achieve this year. But today I want to share with you something that we achieved last year in 2025 on our small farm. Before I launch into this story, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and follow along on our journey. We have so much planned for 2026 and we want to take you along. Our farm journey really began, well, in my childhood, but in 2022, we had the opportunity to purchase a couple of Jersey heifers from my grandparents' farm. Our boys had shown the heifers with that purchase. When you have a bred heifer, they calve and they have surplus milk. So we started off just casually selling raw milk, and I would actually coordinate. I would make some Facebook posts and I would coordinate directly with people who would come up to our house at random times, and I would bring the milk out to their vehicle and they would purchase the milk that way. And we learned really quickly that that system was not going to work long term, especially with the amount of production that we had going on. The coordination at the time was just a bit too much. So we came up with this concept to have what we would call the milk fridge, which was essentially a unit. Our first iteration of this unit was something that my husband built. It was like a wooden box that housed a mini fridge. That mini fridge also had a sign-in sheet, which I still use this system today, but the sign-in sheet is where someone would sign in and then they would take the milk with them. We started out with one mini fridge in a wooden box. It was a super cute wooden box, and then we outgrew that, so we needed a way to store two mini fridges. And what we did was we purchased a plastic storage unit. I actually found it on Facebook Marketplace. It included two mini fridges that we purchased, and we were also able to start doing additional products. I became a wholesale vendor for Earthly, and we started offering those in our little plastic storage unit. And that was a system that worked really, really well until we got up to about 3 cows, and we outgrew that system as well. So we were having to stock the two mini fridges multiple times a day. It was so much work because I had to make sure I would be home in order to restock the fridge if I had a certain number of customers, a certain amount of milk going out. And while it was a great solution, we knew that it was not going to sustain us long term. At the time in Arkansas, raw milk was only available for sale off the farm where it was produced. We knew that we had to come up with a solution that would allow us to sell our milk off the farm, and that's where the idea of the farm store came into play. At the time, we had to come up with a solution that would allow us to sell off farm. Now, thanks to Senate Bill 464, farms are able to sell raw milk at places like a Whole Foods store. I should add, this is for Arkansas, the state of Arkansas. We can sell raw milk at farmers market, whole food type stores, or natural grocery stores, as well as a few other methods now. But the off-farm sales method for us was really the way to go, because a dairy operation requires a lot of time and a lot of attention, especially after calving. When you're milking twice a day, it is so hard to get off farm for, say, like a Saturday morning farmers market. In order to be on time for a farmers market and get set up and have everything, as well as keep the integrity of the milk, which would be an entire challenge of its own, we really weighed the opportunities. And even with the incoming changes of SB 464, we knew that off-farm sales were going to be the way to go for us. If we someday grow to a size where we could sell off-farm, I think that would be really exciting. However, we have so much demand demand for our meticulously produced A2A2 raw milk, and people are not afraid to come out to our farm store. We have people who drive from 30, 45 minutes away, and they make it a part of their week to come out to our farm and just have like a special day where they get to enjoy our Now Farm store. This has been a labor of love, and it took way more time and probably way more funds than what we hoped that it would, but it is now finished. We opened it in August of 2025. This farm store is actually built into my husband's shop. He let us take over about 11 feet within his 24 by 30 shop. We do have plans to build a new shop for him, but it's just one of those things that we have to save for, plan for, make arrangements for, and I am so glad though that he was able to make this arrangement work, and super thankful, because it has been just a really big blessing for us in this farm. So with that, we've got about 10 usable feet in the 10 feet wide, 12 feet deep farm store, and behind it is also a milk kitchen. This is a change that was just really needed, because up to this point we were doing everything in the house. So you can imagine a homestead type kitchen where I do a lot of cooking for 3 boys was also filled with milking equipment, and it was just crowded, congested, way too much going on. So the milk kitchen area has just been a huge improvement to our processes. We've got a dishwasher in there, a stand-up freezer where we can put the milk to get chilled, a stainless steel sink, and counter space. It has really, as well as a place to store our portable machine, which we will be doing a fixed system this year, but it's been a great place to house the machine, as well as some of the inventory for the store. So it has been just a very much needed space, and it has been getting so much use. It's helped to streamline things, and I got my kitchen back. So I'm super thankful for this space. And today I wanted to show you guys our farm store and invite you in to take a look around. We pride ourselves in sourcing so many items locally. Whatever I can't really find locally, I source from reputable brands like Redmond Salt, Azure Standard, Earthly, I mentioned them earlier, Yum Earth candies. So we've got some fun products, as well as things like local beef, local tallow products, local soaps, so many things. So come on in and I'll show you around. Like I said, it's a small space, but it is so filled with items. We are just filled to the brim with lots of fun items, from gifts and personal care and hygiene items to real food. We really wanted to create a space where people can enjoy real, wholesome, and organic foods, as well as, of course, come and pick up their A2A2 raw milk. But I figured if they're already driving out to the farm, wouldn't it be nice if they could also source some of their other items that they need for their home from our small store? We do have plans to grow the store and continue adding inventory, but for now, this is such an excellent solution for us, and it's really been a great addition to our small farm. The farm store has been a pretty big undertaking and quite the learning curve, learning what items to stock and what not to stock, what people really enjoy the most, and just getting into those rhythms of managing the store, cleaning the store, keeping inventory has been quite the adjustment, but it's honestly been so much fun. And we have so much in store for 2026. We really can't wait for all that's ahead. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can come along on the journey.